This is a very important topic, how to be a great leader for your company and team members. As we're growing now, we have probably nearly over 35 employees. Leadership is becoming more and more important, and especially being able to pass on the leadership skills that I've learned onto the managers within my company. So that's exactly what we'll be talking in today's video. Let's jump right into the tips and tricks that I've learned and that I'm still trying to learn and master that I'd love to pass on to you guys completely for free. Let's jump right into today's video. So here are some sort of tips when it comes to leadership. 1, you want to create personal and up-close connections. Attention and behaviors that translate as I care about you. I know what's going on, I listen, and this is how I show that I care for you, by bringing up things that I remember in our previous conversations, giving you gifts on what you've told me that you've liked. Very important. Next is performance feedback. You want to create relentless coaching and criticism that translate as we have high standards here. Because if you have high standards for your managers, then they'll have high standards for your sort of other team members. Next is you want to have big picture perspective. Have larger conversations about politics, history, and food, and translate this as life is bigger than business. You don't only want to be talking about business with the team members, you want to be talking about other things other than business. And lastly, you want to always move around the room, connecting with each person in turn. Create utterly normal, low-key, positive vibe conversations. This is really special. Next is you want to do what you preach. You always want to ask for suggestions, and if they're good, use them and be like, hey, thank you for this suggestion. I used it and it was amazing. You want to participate in everything as a leader. Like I remember last year we had a Christmas end of year party and we did charades. I was all in. I was doing charades, I was dancing, I was acting. It was the funnest event ever, and I was just participating as like a participant. I wasn't trying to be this cool leader or boss or anything. Next is you want to do the dirtiest, rottenest jobs and do it with your team members. For example, sometimes our team members get scared of appointment setting and cold calling. That's when I go ahead and jump on the phone call in front of them and be like, let's do it. Show me what to do. I'll go ahead and do it with no experience. Next, this is pretty important. You want to live for admitting mistakes. This is something I try to do a lot. Whenever I make a mistake, I just say, hey, sorry, my bad. I don't even try to delete the message because I want to show that, hey, it's good to admit when you're wrong. And as a result, my team members, when they do something wrong, rather than trying to hide it, they tell me they did something wrong. When admitting your mistakes, have no blame or judgment. And when you do this correctly, you'll get, like, for example, me, I get quite a satisfaction when I sort of admit my mistakes because of the clarity I get from it. For example, we've made some mistakes with this building and now we know that. And we're slightly better because we know that. Very important. Now, you might ask yourself, why don't people admit they're wrong more often? Well, the main thing is they feel that admission of sort of guilt or admission of them being wrong would produce a dangerous whiff of incompetence. But it's actually the exact opposite. When you're able to admit you're wrong, you should come off as confident, not scared of your mistakes, and you come off as someone that is actually much more perfect than people think. Because when you're not admitting mistakes, that's when you're seen as, is this guy always making mistakes in the background? But when you're always admitting mistakes, they're like, damn, when he's not admitting mistakes, he's like perfect then. Next is being able to calm people down. When someone's being a jerk, you want to lean forward, use body language, laugh and smile. Never in a contemptuous way, but in a way that takes the danger out of the room and diffuses the situation. You want to react instantly with warmth, deflecting the negativity and making a potential unstable situation feel solid and safe. You want to create safe environments where when you ask, hey, what do you think of this? It allows people to comfortably answer. A team succeeds not because they're smarter, but because they're safer. That's a very important thing. I'll repeat it again because it's really important. Team succeeds not because they're smarter, but because they're safer. So for example, I need to create a safer environment for my development team to let them know, hey, it's okay to make mistakes and bugs. Just keep me updated. But for some reason, I haven't been able to do that well enough, where when there are mistakes, our developer sometimes just disappears and tries to figure it out and then comes back and figures it out. But I want to create an open environment where, hey, it's okay to make mistakes, but you just need to communicate with me. And I'm going to do that through weekly meetings and constant coaching and training. Like, hey, these are my mistakes. Tell me, teach me about development. What am I doing wrong here? What am I not understanding? And hopefully through that, we're able to have more open conversation. Next is listen. This is very important. These are the tips of being a successful listener. Basically, how you can become in sync with someone. You don't tilt your head slightly forwards. Eye not blocked. So, like when I'm listening to someone, I just take off my glasses as well, and I try not to blink too much. Eyes arced up, showing that you're listening. Your body still and leaned forwards, showing that you're listening. And the only sounds you should be making is, oh, yeah. Got it. Man, those are the only sounds you should be making. Not trying to say, oh yeah, I know that. That's something that a lot of people mistakenly do. Next is you want to put spotlight on your failability, especially if you're the leader. You want to create by putting spotlight on your weakness, you are now creating an environment for safety. This invites input as well. You want to give recommendations, and you want to say, of course, I could be wrong here. What am I missing? What do you think? That's something I do a lot as a leader. What do you think? This is also really important, man. Every single note and slide I'm going off is really, really important. Lots of golden nuggets in this video. You want to sort advice from your employees. Have conversation that encourages people to grapple with big questions. What are we about? Where are we heading? Leaders seem to instinctively do this. And it's crazy. I guess I need to do it more often. I need to tell my team, like, hey, what's your thoughts on what the goal of the company is? Where do you think the company is heading? I need to ask these questions more to make sure that we're all on the same page. So the leaders that instinctively do this, they're mildly suspicious about success. They presume that there's always a better way of doing things. Hey, is there a better way for me to organize my to-do list? It keeps getting filled up and I need help completing all. Any tips? I guess, okay, we need to hire more people. Let's do that. Another thing that leaders instinctively do, or the reason why they instinctively do this, is because they're unafraid of change. Every 2 weeks, there's a change within the company. That's sort of the nature of a startup. And lastly, leaders instinctively do this because they're constantly trying to sort out for guidance and advice. And last tip is you want to put spotlight on one key task that the whole company can focus on. Example, build a culture around a specific behavior such as customer care and call it 100xcc. Oh man, I'm so sick. Gotta film these videos for you guys. Oh man, my nose is so red now. Last slide though, 100 times customer care. Customer care is hard. So that's why you want to build a culture around 100xcc and this will really make a huge difference in your company when they have a uniting goal to strive towards. For example, in hockey, one of the teams, they created a culture around a specific behavior such as back checking. They call it 40 for 40 because back checking happens around 40 times per day or per game. The goal is to have players go all out with 100% on the offense, but at the same time go 100% when rushing back to the defense. Back checking is really exhausting and requires keen attentiveness. And here's the key, it really makes a huge difference in the game, and hence they do a whole culture around it. So one of the culture that we have in our company, our goal is to have 1,000 success stories. Now I want to probably change it to something that is more universal for all our team members, whether it is focusing on the product. That's something that I might want to change it to. Focus on the product, something that simple. But that's something I'll probably brainstorm and think more about over the next few months. But man, my body's heating up. I think I'm pretty sick. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you guys can, all I ask, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That's all I ask for. Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. by announcing last video's winners for $1,000 worth of courses and consulting course with me. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all you have to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this video, and I'll be picking the best comment every single video. On that, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with nothing but more value. Peace.